123, 123. How do you?
I hear loud and clear.
Just about 19. Is that a
clear? 123, loud and clear on the left.
Alrighty, so continue with the checklist.
Digit 678, clearance on request, standby.
And I have full RPM.
Affirmative. It'll be a departure from
oil pressure.
19er. It'll be 5,400 feet available.
It's on the green. Avionics transponder on. Picture. Maps adjust. For takeoff. Taxi clearance. The weather. We have to get the weather of the ASOS. So we're going to go ahead and take it from Comp 2.
Runway 19er. Notice Airman. Delta ramp closed between Gulf 5 and Gulf 6. Runway 14 miles decommissioned. All IFR departures advised. Ground for taxi that you are IFR. Read back all runway hold short instructions. Read back all runway assignments. Read back all altitude assignments. Advise Republic Tower. On initial contact. Give information. Echo.
Echo.
Republic Airport Information Echo time 1753 Zulu 1014 visibility 10. Recognition code below 12000. Temperature 262.20. Altimeter 3016. Visual picture new landing runway 19er. Delta ramp closed between Gulf 5 and Gulf 6. Runway 14 miles decommissioned. All IFR departures advised. Ground for taxi that you are IFR. Read back all runway hold short instructions. Read back all runway assignments. Read back all altitude assignments. Advise Republic Tower. Contact with information. Echo.
0010.
I got information. Echo.
5.7.
Echo time 1753 Zulu wind 21014 visibility 10. Below 12000. Temperature 262.20. Altitude 3016. Visual picture news landing runway 19er.
Okay, come on.
Contact ground ready to taxi. Have a good flight.
So we're going to taxi to runway 19er, which is this way. We're going to be holding short call 7 most likely, unless if they tell us anything different. And now we're going to contact the ground frequency, which is 121.6 for this airfield. We're going to call them, let them know who we are, where we are, what's our intentions, and we're going to tell them the information we have, which in this case will be Echo. I'll go ahead and do the first call, and we can later on the flight if you want to take some controls. Sounds good. So, sounds good. We are located in Charlie Ramp, right?
Yep, that's shelter, Charlie Ramp. Yep, that's where we are.
This is number 156 Bravo.
Looks like here, 6 here.
Aircraft in position.
We're in the Echo ramp and we're at Tobago.
Harness. Perfect. There you go. Split your shoulder harness. Billy, what's the regulation stating in regards to the use of seat belts and shoulder harness?
For taxi takeoff and landing, we must have all seat belts available. That means harness, belts on, and whenever we are in our stations, we just need to have our seat belts on.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and call ground. Nobody's calling. We want to be courteous to other pilots.
Question. We copy the weather and the altimeter is 3016.
Yep.
We're supposed to set it to the elevation. Okay, good.
All right.
How do we know if the altimeter is operating normally?
Okay, it's within 75 feet of field elevation.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Okay, good enough.
Okay. Yeah, my mistake. I should have said it a little bit earlier.
Always be honest if I made a mistake. I missed on the altimeter. I got the ATIS, I forgot to set it.
Yep. At ground, good morning. This is Piper Arrow 5391 uniform with information echo at Charlie Shelter Ramp. Ready for taxi to the active, please, for southeast departure.
Bravo, thank you. Arrow 5319 uniform Republic ground runway 19er at Gulf 6 taxi.
Taxi to Gulf 6, 5391 uniform. We got clearance to Gulf 6?
Yeah, he just told us taxi Gulf 6. That's what I heard. I concur.
All right. Okay, so before we start taxi, we're going to do a brake check. I have the controls for now. I'm going to check my brakes, so if you can please make sure you're not pressing the controls.
My feet are off the controls.
Once your brake is off. Before taxi checklist, okay, we have to start with the brakes check. We're going to have power nice and smoothly. and we check the brakes. Now I'm going to say your flight controls. You're going to take the flight controls to check your brakes on your side.
Okay,
please.
my controls. I'm going to go ahead and check my brakes. We are clear left, clear on the right, clear behind. I'm going to add some throttle.
A little bit smoother.
And then throttle back, and I'm going to check my brakes, and my brakes are good.
All right.
Your controls?
My flight controls.
Your flight controls?
Just a little bit less power. You don't need to put 2,000 RPM.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
Maybe I was a little bit too aggressive. Okay, no problem. I did look behind to clear, though. Okay,
You did that.
Make sure I don't blast anyone. All right, good.
Exactly. All right, so we check the brakes, and we can go to goal 6, which is right over there. In this, we're going to clear right, left, center. We're going to follow the yellow line. As we always taxi, we always follow the yellow line. Watch out for other airplanes, as always. Safety first, we will always do, and we can taxi as slow as possible. That's the airspeed we want to be taxiing. In this airport, there's not a specific run-up area. However, so we can just do it right here on the right. We're going to place the airplane into the wind, which is about right here, and we can just go ahead and do the round down here. What do you think?
Fair enough.
Fair enough, okay.
You can even go all the way to the hold short line and then monitor tower. This will give you more room
To get
for the prop blast.
Okay.
This way there's more room. The more forward you move and more space behind you, the better off you are. Yep.
All right, cool. So I'll do the whole short, and we're going to monitor the area. And we're going to place the airplane right here, which is about in the wind. And we're going to do a before takeoff checklist. So we're going to start. Let's put 1,000 RPMs for now until further notice. And we're going to go check the flight control, excuse me.
Okay.
I have an aileron up to the right.
Left aileron's up, I confirm.
And we have a right aileron up. We're going to push forward, look for the elevator. Yeah, elevator is moving freely. We're going to check the rudders. I have parking brake real quick. Left rudder, right rudder. I have pressure, it's good. Flight controls are check and free.
What are the requirements as far as regulations, taxiing in an airport environment? Do you need some kind of a chart or something?
Yes, you need to have your chart with you.
Airport diagram. Very good. So you know exactly where you
I have the
are.
airport diagram. I know exactly where I am at any point. Just in case the tower has to, or the ground has to reroute me to somewhere else. I know what to do. I know where to find myself. If I'm still lost, or just in case of weather or anything, I can also request progressive taxi if I have to.
Excellent.
All right. Okay. So let's continue back to the checklist. Okay, so we checked the flight controls free. We're gonna just to make sure for the altitude with the elevation we have in front of the
Tower XO Jet 794, you got time for question?
2,000 RPM. I want to check behind me that I'm clear.
One more
T6
question.
Sky Typers flying out of here during the summertime.
Use of the transponder on the ground. We need it in altitude. We need it off. What do we need to have it on?
Okay, you said altitude last time, so let's go ahead and put it on altitude.
Very good. Why do we do that?
Okay.
So that we'll know exactly where we are at all times.
In case they have ground radar, they can identify airplanes moving on the ground when it's low visibility. Not today, but just in case they want all the aircraft moving on the ground, transponder on altitude. That's the new update on the airman information.
Okay.
219.
2,000 RPM, so I'm going to check behind me. Clear behind.
Atlanta 19, car 285.
2,000 RPM, check and set. Exercise, we're going to exercise it 3 times. 1 time for decreasing RPM. 1 time for oil pressure. And one time for any visual oil split or anything that popping out from the engine because the prop is operated by oil. Okay, so prop is
By the way, operated by oil, is the oil pressure sending the propeller to low RPM or high RPM?
Low RPM.
Low RPM, okay.
Okay. Alright, so we exercise the prop, ignition switch left and right. We're looking for a drop about 50 back to both. To left, we're looking for a drop to 50 and not that much a big difference between both of them. So 100 about difference. Okay. Ignition gauges, we're checking that in the green. oil temperature, oil pressure is the green, fuel pressure.
Pop, can you recycle? I don't have your mode sync.
Vacuum alternator 5.1, 4.8 to 5.1. We are within limits. Power, vacuum alternator, power reduced.
Okay, yeah, I show you now in the shoreline 1,200.
And we can turn on. Reducing to idle. The engine is still running, so we're going to go ahead and pull back to 1,000 RPM.
Where are you turning your crosswind?
The instruments working.
Okay, once here, Pop, you can start the crosswind now.
Fuel pump on. Left crosswind, fuel pump. Doors and windows locked.
Yeah,
okay, I'm locking my windows as we speak. Regular takeoff out of here, right? My windows locked.
Romeo out of shoreline, right crosswind.
Out of shoreline, right crosswind, 1 Romeo.
Alright, so we're going to do doors and windows locked. Flaps and trim. Flaps we're going to do 0, and trim is going to be in neutral position.
Okay.
And we're going to do a regular takeoff out of here.
Normal takeoff.
Normal takeoff. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to the south practice area. After we get approval and clearance from the tower, we're going to take off 1,500 feet. We're going to get the Sunrise Highway. Then we can fly direct to Capture Bridge. That's what I haven't...
once here, Pop, why don't you stay in the right turn, but then into the left downwind, because I'm anticipating departing a jet on the 220.
If anything, you can just monitor. If you see anything, let me know, please. If you see another airplane...
You can stay in the right turn, just cross the center line and into the left downwind 19.
That's it about the takeoff. We want to say like
when we
increase power.
We mentioned yesterday takeoff briefing. Can you tell me a little bit about what's a takeoff briefing? Why do we do one?
Okay, we do. I just did a procedure, what we were going to do. But
what if we have an engine failure? What are we going to do? Where are we going to land?
Sure.
Just in case of an emergency.
Just in case of an emergency, we get an engine failure. We're still on the ground. All we do is pull the power to idle, maintain direction control with the rudders, and stop in the rest of the runway. If we are on rotation, we're already in the air, about 200 feet, we have insufficient runway, we're going to pull the power and run in the remaining runway, maintain VY until we land, or not VY, sorry. That's glide speed, my mistake. That's glide, land at the head of the runway. Now, let's say we are above 500 feet, we can make shallow turn straight ahead and land ahead of us to some field or parking lot or whatever we have in front of us. If we are about 1,200, 1,500 feet, we can attempt to come back to landing on another runway or this runway if we can. Okay?
Okay, so to keep it simple, engine failure still on the ground, stop straight ahead.
Yep.
Engine failure after takeoff with sufficient runway, maintain glide, land straight ahead. Okay. Engine failure after takeoff with insufficient runway, we'll do shallow turns to avoid obstacle, maintain best glide, and find a place to land straight ahead. With sufficient altitude, we may consider coming back to the airport. That's all dependent on how comfortable you are and how high you are.
Okay. One thing, Dorian, before we go, let's swap tanks to left tank for me, please.
Okay, swapping to the left tank.
All right, thank you for that. I'm going to turn off the fuel pump to see if we still have fuel pressure. Fuel pressure is in the green. Still green. So green. Back to fuel pump on for takeoff. And briefing is complete if you concur. Anything, briefing is complete. Takeoff. Doors and windows locked, flaps and trim we already set, comm navs, transponder set. We're waiting for clear, so we're going to call the tower, let them know that we're holding short by Golf 6. And tower, this Papa 5391 uniform, holding short Golf 6 for departure to the southeast, please.
What is the standard departure?
5391 uniform, road tower, hold short.
Hold short, 5391 uniform.
Holding short, sorry to interrupt you. Is there a specific departure procedure here?
We can fly straight ahead, Sunrise Highway, then make a left out.
Very good. Okay, always get yourself familiar with the procedures in the airport you're flying in.
That's what I want to do on the layover. I want to get to the highest.
Uniform, just turn right on the runway, back taxi full length, runway 19, clear for takeoff.
right on the runway, back taxi, full length runway, but clear for takeoff 539 uniform.
Okay, back taxi, that's kind of odd. I don't know why he wanted that.
Okay,
I guess he wants us to take full length.
Okay, that's fine with me. Maybe he knows something more.
So Jet 794, contact departure.
Oh, wake turbulence.
Making the switch on you.
Wake turbulence avoidance, good point. Good catch.
Okay, so we're gonna, I'm going to exit to the right, and I'm going to turn back to get the full length of runway. Full length of runway starts from the arrows right here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn 180, and we're going to clear left. We're going to do our... Alright, so we are on runway. We're going to double check the heading south. 185 actually. And we're going to add full power, slowly. This airplane has more horsepower, so it's more...
Go 6 Bravo, runway 19, line up and wait.
Wind correction in. Light rudder is necessary. Airspeed comes alive.
Start your base, your discretion.
Indicators in the green. 70.
Flight control storm. Flight control. Positive rate of climb, gear up.
You follow the Cherokee starting a left base on it.
Door. Yep.
1669.
1669, your northeast departure is approved. Runway 19, clear to take off. Once clear, pop it.
What happened? The door's not latched? Yeah, it doesn't latch.
Erratic, it's not in and out. Let's do a pop.
Is that an emergency, by the way? The opening of the door plate?
Yeah, it can be.
I don't really think it's an emergency. I mean, to look at the checklist, it's probably going to tell you what to do.
Runway 19, clear to land.
Is your checklist? Door opening in flight. See what it says. Feels more comfortable. Sunrise Highway, turning on course, heading 120.
Engage flash before flight.
Yeah, it's always recommended to make sure that the door is locked prior to departure. Okay, Billy. Let's slow the airplane down. Okay. And give it a little bit of a slip. That's a good way to try and close the door, okay? You ready? Ready. Okay, I'm going to slow down and give it a little bit of a slip. And let's see if we can close that door. Ready? Slipping, slowing down to slow flight.
I think the latch is not working.
Latch is broken? You gotta have this up.
This is Warrior
Yeah.
96 Alpha.
And then let me try and help you. Hold on.
Left downwind departure.
Okay, hold on. Let me open the door a little bit.
966 Victor Alpha, runway 19, line up and wait, traffic mile and a half final.
It looks like the latch is broken. Okay.
One
Try to
clear,
close it now.
back to the parking.
Okay, go ahead and close it down.
Okay, you can turn right on 32 left Bravo, taxi to Atlantic, monitor ground, well established on Bravo.
Can you fly the airplane?
I fly the aircraft, my airplane, my controls.
669, did you go northeast or are you just going southeast?
No, 669 is on the northeast, 1,700 feet now.
Okay, yeah, see, disregard. 6 Bravo, Bravo, you have the, disregard the previous departure, low 900 in front of you.
He was talking about us.
What are you saying?
Traffic. He was talking about previous departure, 900 feet, that's us.
Okay.
63 Alpha, continue inbound, there might be a departure prior to your arrival.
Continue inbound, 900 feet.
As long as nothing flies, we're good. It's not an emergency, but it does give you some kind of a procedure when you look at the checklist.
Let me see where I can find it.
I think this airplane's a piece of shit.
What? It doesn't climb for shit, right?
Short 19 Bravo, ready to pick up.
runway 19, line up away traffic, 2 mile final.
Away traffic, 2 mile final, that's
49 Romeo, are you going to parking or are you going back for another departure?
Just fine for our
Again?
Just fine for our
Okay, right here, Alpha taxi to landing via Bravo,
Open door, there you go, read it.
Get up for that.
Jury 9 clear for takeoff, right traffic.
Take off, just
294, Mike Echo, public power into the left down, runway 19er.
left downwind, runway 19er, 294, Mike Echo.
Why don't you read it? Okay, we're clear plus Delta. I want to lower the radio.
Lower this.
And let's go ahead and read the checklist, see what it says, so both of us know exactly what to do with that door open in flight.
The cabin door is double latch, so the chassis opens, springing open in flight on both the top and bottom to remote. However, should you forget the upper latch or not fully engaged, the side latch the door may spring partially open. This would usually happen takeoff as soon as afterward. A partial door would not affect normal flight characteristics. A normal landing may be with the door open. If both upper side latches are open, the door would trade slightly open and their speed will be reduced slightly.
Okay, so we're going a little bit slower.
Slow the airplane to 87.
Okay. Let's slow down to 87 now. I'm slowing down to 87. Go ahead.
Alright. Slow down to close the cabin vents and open the storm window.
Okay, closing the cabin vents and opening the storm window right there. There you go. What else?
Alright.
I guess it's to equalize the pressure so it's easier to close the door.
If the top latch is open, latch it. If the side latch is open, pull on the armrest while moving the latch handle to the last position. If both latches are open, close the side latch, then the top latch.
Okay, so if both are open, you got to do the side and then the top.
Yeah.
Let's try that. It seems a little bit quieter now.
Go ahead and latch it for me, Don.
Okay, the bottom? Bottom. Okay, latched. Come on.
Okay.
And we're below 87 now, 87 knots.
Wow.
Okay, Billy.
Oh, here we go. Got it. Go ahead and latch the below one.
Latch the top. Okay, top is latched.
Latched. Latched.
Okay, you got it. Let's end the checklist.
Alright.
Let's end the checklist.
So close the cabin vents and open storm window. If the top latch if the side latch is open, pull on the armrest while moving the latch handle to the last position. If all latches, close the side latch and then top latch. Complete.
Checklist complete. Okay, climbing at about 80 knots towards southeast, heading 120. When you're ready, I can let you have the aircraft. Good job on the checklist usage. Good job on closing that door in flight.
And a good lesson learned.
Your controls?
I flight controls.
Make sure if you take that airplane to your Checkride, you don't have
That happening.
I actually, don't recommend this airplane, but it's up to you. You have two airplanes. Choose one you're comfortable with and just hit it.
Well, if we go to Pennsylvania and take both, then we can go to Pennsylvania, take Lucy, take the other airplane there.
No problem. We can work something out. Just make sure you're comfortable. Looks like a chopper traffic below us, 1,000 feet inside.
Minus 600.
I got him in sight. No factor. He's going to run below us. Left to right, you'll see him off your right-hand side below you.
Yep.
If you got to keep climbing up to 2,000, that's plus Charlie. Let's go back down. And stay away from Charlie.
I see the chopper.
Yep. Want to watch where you're going. Not enter. Okay. Below 1,400 below, you're good. No problem. Your controls?
My control.
I suggest going over to the shoreline before we climb further, just to be safe.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Climb power. It's 222. Okay. Oh yeah. Shoreline before we climb further. Okay. That's
Yep. Below 15 for now, and then when we hit the shoreline, we can go ahead and climb above 1,500.
You don't like this aircraft too much, huh?
Too many things going wrong. That's actually the first time I fly it, then it's already kind of...
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's pilot error or the latch just didn't catch and it just popped.
Inside.
Okay, traffic in sight along the shoreline heading westbound. I highly recommend get about a mile to a mile and a half south of the coastline, because that's where most of the traffic is, and today is a day that, you know, there's going to be a lot of traffic down here.
Wow.
1,500 feet, and we can climb. Let's, 2,500, 35, it's kind of up to you.
All right, let's do that.
For the maneuvers to be a little bit, you know.
Climbing, 2,500 feet.
And what is the climb power setting recommended?
24.
24, sounds good. Do you still have the PLH?
Yep, right here. Can get it for you.
Okay, good. Just want to take a look, see what...
Seems like the yoke is not aligned.
Yeah, it's a little bit off. Maybe a little bit more right rudder at the climb.
There we go, yeah. Oh, let's rudder trimmer, this one.
I see now everyone's behind us.
Yep.
Climb, 420. You know, the examiner is going to be flying this, or the inspector is going to be flying this for the first time. He may look it up and, you know, come up with questions, so be prepared, you know. Wouldn't hurt to get yourself one of those POHs and studying it a little bit. Climb out after takeoff recommended is 77 and then 87. And aircraft equipped with backup gear extender.
2,500.
Basically, it does not tell you the power setting on the climb.
Yeah.
So you can do whatever you're comfortable with, alright?
Yep.
You can climb at full power, too. What about the checklist? Does the checklist recommend climb setting?
Before takeoff, no climb.
No climb like inches of mouth pressure or RPM, nothing.
Nothing.
Alright, 2,500, 3,500. The first maneuver I want you to teach me is steep turns. Your discretion.
Steep turn, okay. So before we do a steep turn or any maneuver, we're going to have to clear the area. So we have 2,500 feet. I'm going to make a right 180 or a left 180, so this way you can see it too, to clear the area. When we clear the area, we want to clear left, right, up, and down. We clear the area, and we want to keep it nice and steady. We don't want to make a steep turn like I do. Let's keep it coordinated. And looking for traffic. We're looking pretty clear. My TCAS is clear.
Yeah, we're a decent 2-3 miles off the coastline. No
Let's
problem.
stay over here. Yeah, we can stay over here. So So we're going to do a steep turn. What is a steep turn? A steep turn is a high performance.
Okay, just to let you know, on the POH, it doesn't have cruise climb.
Cruise climb.
On all performance charts, it's telling you power 2700 RPM, full throttle on the climb. You look at another performance chart here, same exact thing. Power 2700 RPM, full throttle. Even on the chart, fuel time and distance to climb, 2700 RPM, full throttle. So I highly recommend stay away from cruise climb and just shove it all the way 2700 and full throttle. Just because the performance charts are based on that.
Okay, cool.
Keep an eye on it.
All right. Okay, so we cleared the area. We're going to do now a pre-maneuver checklist. So fuel pump comes on, landing light comes on. We're going to keep it at 2400 for the steep turn. We're going to keep 24 RPM. And we're going to keep the manual pressure about 2.2 for now. We're going to check for traffic. We're going to reduce speed for maneuverable airspeed, which is approximately...
Okay, you know the pre-maneuver check on a complex aircraft?
Seat props...
All the way forward. All the way forward.
All the way forward, huh?
Fuel pump on, landing light on, mixture rich, prop full RPM, and clear the area.
Clear the area, okay.
That's it. Every one of those complex aircraft, you gotta have the prop all the way high.
Always, okay.
You know why?
Yeah, just get it to full power.
You're doing slow flight. You want full power. On a complex aircraft, you want to avoid high manifold pressure with low RPM.
Exactly.
The only way to avoid it is blue knob all the way to the wall.
Alright, okay. So we are within the maneuverable airspeed. We're going to do a left steep turn. So a steep turn is a high performance turn at about 45 degrees that can be performed either to the left or the right. Why we do it? It improves our self-awareness, our self-concept, our pilot skills. Let me add a little bit power to maintain my altitude. And makes you a better pilot, bottom line.
Very good. So remember that.
Yeah.
Go home makes you a good pilot.
Exactly. So I'm going to go back to 2500, so this way I will not be playing on my altitude. And very important, in any maneuver you do, you always must be coordinated, meaning steady altitude, airplane trim perfect, power setting is correct. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do a left steep turn. I'm going to pick a reference point in front of me. It's the shoreline for this.
Straight east. Sounds good to me.
And I'm going to clear left, and I'm going to go ahead and make a left steep turn. I'm just rolling 30 degrees. I'm going to add power to compensate for the load factor, and I will keep 45 degrees east. I'm going to draw the horizon. It's a visual reference maneuver, so I'm looking outside and keeping the same picture. I'm keeping coordinated. My airspeed is within limits, and my bank is 45 degrees. If I lose altitude, I have to reduce the bank, and if I gain altitude, I have to increase the bank. Simple as that. We keep it coordinated.
What's your bank angle?
45.
There you go. 45. Perfect.
I'm gaining altitude, so again I'm increasing my bank, and boom, it stays right there. My reference point comes out in front of me, 20 degrees off. I'm gonna turn back into the reference point. As I'm turning out, rolling out, I'm gaining altitude, so I'm gonna have to reduce my power back to cruise. That's how we do a steep turn. Now, if you want me, I can show you one to the right.
Sure, let's do one to the right.
Alright, let's do one to the right. Again, coordinated. I'm within airspeed. Let me go back to maneuvering airspeed, because as we increase it back, we're losing airspeed as the load factor increases. So we want to be coordinated again. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and enter right steep. I'm going to clear right. I'm going to enter right. As I'm about 30 degrees, I'm going to add power to compensate for the for the increased load factor that I am putting on the airplane. 45 degrees, I'm going to look outside, and I'm going to I'm losing altitude, so I have to take some back off, add some power, and apply back pressure. And keeping 45 degrees of back, looking outside. I'm climbing now, so I want to keep the same picture. There we go. That's better. 45 degrees of back, looking outside, keeping my nose up to the horizon, and keeping the airplane coordinated. I'm 20 degrees off my reference point. I'm going to start rolling the deck out. And as I'm rolling the back out, I'm going to take some power off to bring my airspeed back to limits and keep my altitude 2500. I lost a little bit of altitude, but you saw how we corrected by increasing the bank a little bit and adding power if we have to. This way we keep the airspeed and the altitude sturdy.
I didn't recall, did you mention the airspeed plus or minus 10?
Plus or minus 10.
Okay, good.
That's why I said...
Just wanted to make sure.
Okay, the answer, the complete...
There's 3 parameters. There's altitude plus or minus 100 feet.
Yep. Plus or minus
airspeed
10.
plus or minus 10.
Roll out.
And roll out on the heading and the attitude indicator.
Yep.
45 plus or minus 5. Excellent. Alright, when you're ready, I would like to see a takeoff and departure stall.
I would like to have a traffic right ahead of me, plus or 900. If you can see it straight ahead, 12 o'clock.
Look at the traffic, and I do see traffic above us about 11:30.
So maybe I should turn back 180.
Well, why not? Might as well.
Clear. I'm going to make a left clear and turn again. And you see, let me tell you, now that we saw the traffic, you asked me to do a maneuver. When we do maneuvers, if we see any traffic at any time, either to our left or our right, automatically the maneuver gets terminated and we clear the area just to make sure that we will not have any collision or anything that is not very nice. So we clear the area again just like we do, and we're going to proceed to the maneuvers as we were supposed to do. Alright, again I'm going to pick a shoreline for my reference point. What was the maneuver you wanted me to do?
Takeoff and departure stall.
Perfect. Okay, so as we clear the area, with the already maneuvers, so our checklist is complete. We're going to have to we're going to do a takeoff stall. What is a takeoff stall? A takeoff stall is where it's just like the word says, it's on takeoff. Just in case we're going for takeoff, we're not paying attention, and we're adding full power, we're increasing the angle of attack, and we're not paying attention, and we exceed the critical angle of attack, meaning we get into a stall, we don't have sufficient air going up above and below the wings. We're going to have to learn how to recognize it, how to recover from it with minimum control or minimum loss of altitude, and how to get positive rate. So we're going to simulate it. We're going to have mixture full, flaps full, because we're on takeoff. Flaps are 0, and we're going to reduce the airspeed to takeoff speed. As we're reducing the airspeed to takeoff speed, we're going to want to maintain altitude. So we have the power about 15. Airspeed is coming. Now we're going to trim for the airplane to maintain altitude. We want the airspeed to come a little bit lower, so about 60 I would say, or 70. 70 of the second is the rotate speed. And gear must be down?
It's really discretion, because you can be taking off with the gear down.
They put it up on rotate.
Not even, getting positive rate installing.
Yeah.
You can have 25 degrees of flaps too. If it's a short field takeoff, you can have that. So it's kind of dependent. If he doesn't mention anything, just do whatever is convenient for you.
Okay, so just...
If the inspector says, I would like to see a takeoff stall with 25 degrees of flaps, gear down.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, whatever.
Well, he didn't say anything, so it's just a regular takeoff. You can be on the climb installing. That's fine too.
2500, 75 rotate, and I'm going to have full power. And I'm going to increase my angle of attack. There's the stall. The stall warning horn can come on.
I would wait for the stall warning or a little buffet imminent stall. You don't have to do a full stall as a commercial or CFI, but at least announce.
Yeah.
Just don't. The main important thing is nice and slow, and don't show anxiety when you show anxiety as an instructor, it automatically transfers to the student, okay? So you want to show confidence, you're the mentor, and they look at you like you're God. So if you have some kind of an expression that scares them of a... not good. Not good.
So I'll go back to 3,000 and do it again. So 1,000 feet, we're going to reduce the airspeed to 60. My reference point is the cloud, straight ahead.
Sounds good.
3,000 feet.
Traffic, same altitude.
We have our traffic zero.
Behind us to the right, keep an eye. Maybe a clearing turn to the left, just to clear the area before we proceed. Yeah, just in case.
Let's clear maintain altitude. Alright, clear left.
Clear on the left.
It's pretty busy today here.
It's been busy all morning. A lot of people flying today.
I'm going to pick the shoreline again. I'm going to stay out of the traffic. And you see the traffic on the left or no?
You know, I was on the TCAS earlier. I don't see the traffic now, so that means we're clear. We're good.
What about here?
That was a good clearing turn. He's on the TCAS, but I don't see him, so I guess he's still too far.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's keep an eye on the left.
Yep, let's keep an eye.
All right, so I'm going to pick a reference heading. I don't have a good visual point, so I'm just going to look at my heading, 090. Try to keep that. I'm going to reduce the power to get my airspeed to take off. As we're doing a takeoff style again, it's we already explained what it is, why we do it, and the how. Again, do it very correct, so I'm going to show it again. Let's get the airspeed down. The gear's coming down.
What do you mean the gear's coming down?
Yep. 70 takeoff. We're exceeding the critical level of attack. Not paying attention. Having sufficient level. There's a stall. We're going to reduce the pitch and add full power. Keep it there and then look for positive rate. Looking for positive rate. Here we got positive rate. Now we have to keep it there because we want to climb. We want to get away from the stall situation so we will be safe. Again. And 3,000. And now that we got up, we're going to go back to 3,000 feet. And I'm going to bring the power back to 22 and configure the airplane back to...
Just picked up the traffic. He's right there off your left side about 9:30. No factor he's descending.
Okay, cool.
Oh boy.
What's up?
He's doing loops. He's doing aerobatics.
Okay, yep. I see him head on the side. Yep.
See, he just went upside down.
Oh, crap. Like a feather.
Yeah. He's doing some aerobatics there, right over the shoreline.
I'm going to go...
And I'm thinking he's right on New York approach.
Yeah, he should be. Let me go to the right. Yep. A little bit.
Either right
or fly away.
Or keep going eastbound or westbound because...
Let's go eastbound. I want to keep away from this guy.
Sounds good.
I'm going to go to 3,500 feet here.
Okay. You have a little bit of tendency to drop the nose too much. On a power-on stall or a climb and departure stall, all you have to do is reduce the pitch just enough to get rid of the stall horn.
Okay.
Not aggressively dropping the nose down erratically. At the same time, you want to simulate a departure. A pilot that's not really paying attention to the airspeed, looking outside the airplane, too focused on traffic without noticing how slow they go until the stall horn hits.
Okay.
You want me to demonstrate you want?
Actually, I can demonstrate it now.
Okay.
Let's reduce the power.
Nice and slow, no rush. You know, there's a tendency of you rushing through maneuvers, not good. So try to keep it nice and slow and understandable to the student, where they can actually correlate and see, oh, that's what's happening. the pilot is not paying attention, pitching up too much, distracted, not looking inside, looking outside the traffic, slow the aircraft too much to the point of stall.
Exactly.
Take your time. It's a 2-hour check ride. Hey, every maneuver takes 5-10 minutes. That's fine. You get less maneuvers on your check ride, all right?
Okay, so what is a takeoff stall? It's a simulation of a stall happening where we are going for takeoff. We are not paying attention. We are going for takeoff, and we are too busy looking for traffic outside that we're not paying attention what's happening in the airspeed. So we are increasing the back pressure because we're looking outside, and we're going to a low airspeed, and we exceed the critical level of attack, and we get into a takeoff stall. Why do we do it? Just for the reason we just explained. How do we do it? We're going to reduce the airspeed to about 60. We're going to maintain altitude. We're going to pick a reference point as always, just in any maneuver. And as we approach takeoff speed, we're going to add full power. So we have 70 at rotate. We're going to add full power. We're going to keep our right rudder. We're not paying attention. We are pitching high, as you can see. We're pitching. And the airspeed comes down. We're looking for traffic. There's a slow warning horn. What we got to do is just reduce a little bit of the pitch to get the slow warning horn away and keep that positive rate of climb.
Perfect. Skip. Recover. Very nice.
Recover.
Very nice. Exactly what I wanted to see you did.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Back to 1,500, to 1.5 manifold pressure. I'm going to descend to...
okay, 2 more maneuvers. I would like to see your discretion one after another. I would like you to demonstrate Chandelle and a lazy 8.
Chandelle and a lazy 8. So let's do a Chandelle first. Let's go back to 3,500. And we're going to get our airspeed back, and we're going to do a Chandelle. Just like any other maneuver, always first we are going to clear the area. Once we clear the area, we're going to do a pre-maneuver checklist, which is already done from before. Let's talk a little bit about Chandelles. What is a Chandelle? A Chandelle is a maneuver, high performance maneuver that would bring the airplane to its maximum performance. It's a climbing turn to the right or to the left. Let's keep it simple. Climbing right turn to the right or climbing left turn to the left. Why do we do it? It's to improve our coordination, self-awareness, and also let's say we're flying one day somewhere in Arizona with counter terrain. We have to climb away from the terrain as soon as possible and away from it. So how do we do it? We do a Chandelle. So we're about 3,500 feet. I'm going to demonstrate one, and I'm going to start with a right Chandelle. Okay, so to do a right Chandelle, we're going to look to the right, and we're going to pick a reference point, which is the horizon over there, or my wingtip, and we're going to pick a 90-degree point, which is the shoreline. Now, we're going to roll the airplane to 30 degrees. We're going to clear right. Once we reach 30 degrees, we're adding full power, and we're increasing our pitch. The first 90 degrees of this maneuver, it's constant bank and increasing pitch. There's my 90-degree point. Now I'm going to keep my pitch attitude, and I'm going to keep looking at my reference point out there. Start reducing the bank angle, maintaining my pitch attitude. And the shoreline is my reference point, so I'm going to start rolling out, and the maneuver terminates at 10 knots above stall speed and at 180 degrees away from my point. To recover, we're going to reduce the pitch, we're going to increase full power as we are, and we're going to maintain our altitude that we just rolled out, 4,000 feet. We're going to keep the power to 2 manifold pressure.
Okay, you mentioned we terminate the maneuver at 10 knots above the stall speed.
Or
Where's it? Where did you get? Where did you get that from?
I think I read it somewhere.
You read it somewhere?
If I'm not mistaken, probably.
Let's assume we do terminate the maneuver 10 knots above.
Not our maximum performance.
It's not maximum performance because if you terminate at 10, you still had another 10 knots of airspeed to bleed off. Could be the difference between life and death. If you're clearing the obstacle or the hill and you're not maintaining the maximum operation, you may actually hit the range.
Yeah.
So as a matter of fact, we end the maneuver right above stall speed. Okay, the minimum controllable airspeed right above stall speed. So don't be shy on the 180 point to have right at the stall horn. All right? All right. Remember that. Very important on a Chandelle. It's a maximum performance operation. There's the aerobatic guy.
180.
I mean, you're right over the shoreline, so looks like maybe he's on New York approach. Looks like you're south of it. So as long as you keep an eye on the right, you'll be fine. No problem.
Okay, but there's another airplane too there.
Let's do them. We're doing formation.
I don't know. I would just go back to the left or something.
Okay, fine. Fine with me.
All right, let's bring back 19. We're going to make a left Chandelle. Same exact thing from the right, left side, and we're going to bring it this time to maximum performance. 10 knots less, right above stall warning.
Let's consider
452 Lima Hotel with 2000. Flight advisory is sent to JRB.
Okay, let's assume that Chandelle is done. You got the picture? Got the picture. Make sure for your check ride. It was good. It's just the speed ended up the maneuver too fast. So
okay.
Right at the stall horn, and that's when you say, that's when I terminate the maneuver and recover the cruise. When you hear the stall horn. All right, let's go ahead and do lazy eights. Looks like traffic right up there, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. High. Keep an eye.
Kennedy.
Very possible.
So we're going to do
That was 213.
lazy 8.
340.
What is a lazy 8? A lazy 8 is it's a maneuver which it's a high performance maneuver consisted of 2 180-degree turns. Let's make a left back.
That looks like southwest going into ice slip. Yep.
Let's make a left back.
He just gave him a turn at 340. You see he's turning left?
Yep.
I just heard it on the controller.
Lima Hotel Ultimate 3012.
Is what Nick says. This area is hard to teach.
Very busy.
That was 213. We do speed to 180.
We're good now. Okay, we're just clear. Nobody's around here. We're good. Constantly clear the area. When you see traffic, you're good.
2000.
Speed's back down 2000 south, that's at 213.
All right, so Chandelle, lazy 8, I'm sorry. It's a high performance maneuver which it's considered of 2 180-degree turns. Each 180-degree turn is to the opposite direction and includes a climb and a descent. How do we do it? We take a couple of reference points. Oh no, why we do it? We do it to improve our self-awareness, our pilot skills, and to learn how to coordinate the plane at the maximum
coordination, situation awareness, pilot skills, and it basically makes you a better pilot.
Okay. So
steep turns, lazy 8, Chandells, 8-tone pilots, all these maneuvers making you a better pilot.
Okay. So we're going to clear there just like we did. Pre-maneuver checklist is complete. And we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to set the power to 19 about maneuvering airspeed. And we're going to start with the left Chandells, left lazy 8 so you can see it. Where we do, we're going to enter very lazy climbing turn, about 50 degrees. The first 45-degree point, 45, 91, and 35 point. 45-degree point, we want to be at the maximum pitch. And then the 90 degrees, we're going to go there. And we're going to reduce it.
We'll be punching out. Have a good day.
On pitch now. And we're going to go to the 135-degree point. We're getting our airspeed back, and we want to exit the left at the altitude we enter, the entry we enter. Then we're going to make a right lazy 8. We're going to enter a right climbing turn.
Visual 24 south 213.
45-degree point again. We are at the maximum pitch at a as we get to an altitude point, we're going to start reducing our pitch and get our speed and altitude back.
Yes, I'll turn you here momentarily, just 1 mile.
Okay, thank you.
239 to 19, please.
4,000 feet. That's how we terminate the maneuver.
1 Golf Quebec, turn right heading 210, join the final approach.
Not too bad on the what, why, and how. You forgot one very major thing.
The reference points.
You know, as long as you do a good lazy 8 and explain, it's not a problem. But what is the nose of the aircraft doing? Is it
tracking a figure of 8 in the sky?
Tracking a figure 8. The nose of the aircraft is tracking a figure 8, laying
on the horizon.
No, laying
on the front of the nose.
On its side.
On its side, okay.
If this is a regular figure 8, on a lazy 8, it's laying on its side. It's 90 degrees off. It's basically flat 8.
Okay.
So, as we're doing the maneuver, when we look at the nose of the aircraft, it appears that the nose of the aircraft is tracking a figure 8 laying on its side. Remember that for the inspector. Tracking a figure 8 laying on its side. That's the whole maneuver. This is how it appears when you're looking from the cockpit. Now, try to stay away from mechanical. Get the feel for the aircraft. You know, nice. I'll show you. My controls? I'm just demonstrating to you how you get the feel for the aircraft, okay? Climbing to the left, looking outside, climbing left turn, coordinated flight, nose of the aircraft is coming up, slicing through the horizon, just like so, coming right back down, coming up on my 180 degree point, coming down, and off we go to the opposite direction. Look at that nose, look at that nose, oh boy. The nose of the aircraft is tracking a figure 8 laying on its side, just like so. See?
Whoa.
Don't be shy, don't be mechanical, just do it perfectly, nice and easy. As long as you're on maneuvering speed, it's perfect. You see, I didn't even stick to 35, 45, 135, just kind of get the feel for the aircraft. Did you see that nose?
Yeah. Actually tracking a figure 8.
It was exactly a figure 8 lying on its side. So stay away from mechanical. You want to show the examiner that you're flying by feel more than just like mechanical. Okay, 30 degree, come up, increase the pitch. Okay, come back down. Get the feel for the aircraft. You know, you can fly the airplane much nicer by just getting the feel for it, just like so.
Just look, the traffic is supposed to be.
Now look at that nose. What's that nose doing?
Yeah, it's going up.
Oh, tracking a figure 8, laying on its side. That's the key of this maneuver. It's a really, really fun maneuver. Come back up. Now that nose is going to come back down. Come back this way. It's okay, it's okay, it's good. Look at that nose.
Gear.
No, it's all good. It is retracted. You don't have to get the gear down. I wouldn't do it too steep, but you know, kind of just for the fun of it. A very fun maneuver. Okay, this is just going to be a simulation, okay? Let's assume we have an engine failure and we're losing power. How do you teach that to your students?
All right, so what was going to happen? First thing we got to do is simulation, so we don't have to be worried about it. It's a simulation, so we don't have to worry about the engines.
Go a little bit to the left, stay away from.
Okay.
You see that airspace right there? That's class delta, so.
Yep. So we gonna pitch for best glide airspeed, and then this is a fuel injected. So we're gonna go back. We're gonna go to the emergency checklist. Engine failures during flight. Pitch for 79. Let's go ahead and do that. Landing site would be the shoreline. If we was a real engine failure, we will turn to it.
Right towards the shoreline.
Let's trim for 79 first. Let's make sure the airplane is is flyable first before we...
First thing first, fly the plane, aviate. Best glide and trim.
Exactly. 79, trim for 79, which we are. And now, we gonna continue. Pitch, landing slide will be the shoreline. Primer locked. Where's the primer?
Is there a primer?
I don't know. I think there's a
fuel injected. What do you think? Is there a primer when it's fuel injection?
No.
Skip the primer. Put a line on it. No primer.
Okay. Master switch on. We confirm.
Okay.
Ignition on. Fuel pump on. Fuel selector. Fullest will be the right tank at this point to swap. Mixture rich. And that's our checklist for our engine failure. Then we will fly. If the engine doesn't come back up, we're going to fly through the shoreline and land. As we're descending, we can start preparing the cockpit. We can squawk 7700. Monitor, say on approach, if you are on approach, let them know that you are getting a mayday clearance to go land somewhere that you lost an engine and where you located. ELT comes on. It doesn't say anything about ELT.
Disregard.
Disregard, okay.
It's supposed to, if it's on, it's supposed to kick in.
Okay.
And impact, when you have high G load impact, it's supposed to turn on by itself.
Okay. And we will descend to our shoreline. At this point, we are a little bit too far, so we can keep 1,500.
Yeah, we're good. 1,500, we're good. Look at the clouds, huh?
Yeah, it's getting low.
Yeah, pretty low, but 800, 900, it's not too bad. Want to do a couple of landings?
Let's do a couple of landings while we're standing.
Okay, you got the airport right there.
I got the airport. That's Iceland.
Nope.
Nope.
What do you think it is? Airport! No.
Iceland.
That's actually West Hampton.
West Hampton, huh?
Yep, 119.92 is your frequency.
We will go there? Practice?
Celsius.
Maybe it's weather.
3015. Remarks. Density altitude 1,000. Suffolk County Airport, West Hampton Beach.
We're about 5 miles southwest.
1953 Zulu. Wind 23.
How long will we fly?
12. Peak gust.
We're 46 minutes.
Visibility 10.
Put that up at the fuel. That's
You want to switch
Sky
that?
condition clear. Temperature
What do you think?
25
Right back
Celsius.
I don't know. We said we had 3 hours, right?
3015.
If you want, we can stop and take a look.
Density altitude 1,000.
6 miles southwest, we have the weather, inbound landing. This is West Hampton, or Gabreski.
Okay, how's the airspace here?
You're good, you're clear.
Make it right?
Yeah, you can go right in. Just make sure you get clearance first.
It's not controlled airport or?
Oh, Delta.
Delta. No, never been there.
Never been there. Wow, okay.
Let's get left turn for now. Let's get clearance. What's the tower frequency?
25.3's up.
Alright, so how do we do this? We're going to go to another airport. We have the frequency. We're going to call them that we have the weather. What was the weather? Delta or what do we have?
Just no weather. This is ASOS, so whatever the weather is, we got it.
We got the weather. We will have an airport diagram for that airport with all the frequencies and everything.
It's all here,
It's all
electronic.
here. Boom, electronic. So now what we're going to do, we're going to contact the tower, let them know where we are. So we are about, how far are we?
About 6 miles southwest.
6 miles southwest. We're going to let them know that we want to come in for landing. So I'm going to go ahead and call the tower. And tower, this Piper Arrow 5391 uniform.
5391 uniform?
5391 uniform, it's about 6 miles southwest of the airfield. We would like to come in for a couple of touch and goes if possible.
19 uniform, okay, right now we've got several aircraft lined up for departure and a couple of arrivals. I don't know if I can get too many for you.
How about one landing? See what it says.
How about one landing, 91 uniform?
Roger, 19 uniform, report the right downwind, runway 24, the altimeter 3015.
Report right downwind, 2491 uniform. Report left downwind. Left or right?
It says right, but verify. It doesn't make sense.
91 uniform, right downwind, you said, correct, if I'm not mistaken?
19 uniform, report the right downwind, runway 24, runway 24.
4, right down with 91 uniform.
Down wind 24.
What's wrong?
Okay, right down wind
2241, Roger, on departure, turn right, heading 360. Wind is 230 at 10.
Doesn't make sense because we're south of the airport and he's giving us a right downwind. Well, let's cross. He wants you on the right downwind. Let's cross.
The wind again?
The wind is 230 at 10, gust 28.
Roger, that's the call.
Number 19 uniform, look for a Cessna departing runway 24 and a right turn, heading 360.
Looking for traffic. Looking for traffic now, 1 uniform.
Basically, you're going to stay above pattern altitude.
You come back in, yeah.
And get a little bit closer to the center of the airport.
Yep.
And enter the downwind, right downwind for 24.
Oh, that's 24 over there, right?
Yep, that's the long runway. I don't know why he wants us like that. I guess he wants us north of the airport. That's fine. We'll just stay north.
Okay, let's swap tanks for a while. See what's up.
Want to do what?
Let's switch tanks.
Switch tanks. Okay, switching to the right.
All right.
Tower 47630 is 24 at November, ready.
All right, we're going to go down to 1,500 feet. If that's okay.
47630, Roger. 47630, runway 24 at November, line up the wait. Wait 630.
All right, before we're going to do the descent checklist, fuel pump on, landing light on, mixture rich, and we have props forward for now because we were maneuvers. That's why we had to. All right, I'm going to give a little bit way of the runway over there, and I'm going to turn to the right downwind in just a second.
47630, wind is 230 at 10, gust 18, runway 24 at November, clear for takeoff. Traffic is assessed in a right-hand turn, 360 on 30 runway.
All right.
Rescue Tower, this is Cessna Skyhawk 758 Foxtrot Romeo.
Okay, I'm going to let them know that we're midfield.
Number 758 Foxtrot Romeo, Gabreski.
I'm at 3.0 over the Shinnecock Inlet, transitioning over your airspace to the west, just a courtesy notification.
Roger, transition is approved, the altimeter is 3015.
3015, 758 Foxtrot Romeo.
Number 19 uniform, what's your position?
Right downwind, midfield.
This one has that traffic off on right, on its side. Roger. November 241, contact departure. Departure 524.
Power for 91 uniform, on the downwind.
The one on uniform, wind is 230 at 9 gust 18, runway 24 clear to land.
Runway 24 clear to land, actually touch and go.
Roger, you're cleared the touch and go and left close traffic.
Okay. Left close traffic, clear touch and go, 91 uniform.
I believe we said full stop landing.
Oh, you want to full stop?
I'm a little surprised. Well, no, that's fine though. He approved touch and go as a touch and go. Long runway, no problem.
All right. Okay, so we're going to do a before landing checklist. Mixture full, props full, throttle set, gas. And then we're going to start turning our base. Bumpy, yeah?
Probably.
And we're going to have flaps. I had a little bit late. I should have put my 45, I will put my first knots of flaps. And caution, I will put the second one, I will square the pattern. And now we're looking the runway 24, we're clearing left, that we're clear. We're going to descend, the gear down is 3 green. We're going to turn towards our runway. And we're going to make a 30-degree coordinated turn towards the runway. We are a little bit high, so I'm going to take some power out. And looking for 80 knots. I'm high, so I'm going to add my last lots of flaps. I'm in my speed limits. I'm going to keep that airspeed coming down. I'm keeping an aiming point, which is the numbers. Touchdown point would be the lines ahead.
Clear with Mauritius, have a nice weekend. Roger, you do the same thing. Frequency change approved.
Approach speed is about 76. Airspeed controls, pitch controls airspeed.
Ready for takeoff at
Power
November
controls altitude at this
again
point.
with a northwest departure.
We are still high. Our winds are coming from the right, or from the left. Where the winds come? What was the winds?
I don't know. Look at what the wind's doing to the aircraft. What's it doing? It's pushing us to the right. Okay, so let's crab to the left.
Okay.
Don't see any windsock here.
Yeah, no windsock. Okay, keeping center line. We have our ending point. Right rudder. Maintaining center line. Flaps away. And we're going to do full throttle. For touch and go.
4760, clear to the northwest. Roger, if you could change food, have a good flight.
Airplane comes up. We depart. Go back to Palmingdale. Up to you. We can go back. Okay.
Pretty low clouds, man. These clouds are like 500-600 feet.
Yeah.
What do we do with positive rate of climb?
Gear up. Who's looking for the runway to be run out of runway?
Positive rate of climb, gear up.
Okay.
Yep. Complex aircraft, that's what he wants to see. Positive rate, gear up. Every time.
So we depart of that one? Let's see what he says.
No, just tell him straight out the south.
Ready? Ready at November intersection. November 23 Delta, wind is 220 at 9 gust 18, runway 24 at November, clear for takeoff. 23 Delta, clear for takeoff.
Alright, 9-1 uniform, we'd like to depart to the straight ahead, please.
Roger. Proceed straight out. Traffic is taking the runway for departure, runway 24.
Alright at that point. Have a good day. Thanks for your help.
Sure. Have a good day.
Alright, we're climbing now. 1,000 feet, fuel pump comes off, guiding light comes off. We have clouds, it's nice.
November 55 pop, Roger. The wind is 220 at 8 gust 16, runway 24 at 7 takeoff.
Pretty low.
Still wrong. We're going to go straight out to the beach.
I highly recommend, I don't know what you've been taught, but if you go by the book, you can never get in trouble. If the inspector tells you, why are we climbing at full throttle with full RPM?
Pull the book out.
Say, well, that's my procedure when I look at my performance chart. That's what it says. It says, gear up, climb performance. It's telling me power 2,700 RPM and full throttle. Oh, okay, I'm just wondering. It's easy to explain when you provide information, a pilot operating handbook by the manufacturer of the aircraft. What is he going to say? No, that's not right. That's not what type is supposed. Well, this is what I go by. It's not your. I go by the POH.
That's why it's a mandatory document.
I don't know about your previous landings or whatever. I did not see anything wrong with that landing, other than correction for the wind on the approach. But you were asking where is the wind coming from, and you were drifting to the right. The wind was coming from the left. So you just get back to center line.
Okay.
Did you see anything like floating too much, touching down fast, bouncing?
No, history was good. I think that day was just
The Scud is 700.
bad day.
Tell you what, that bad flight takes us a ratchet,
700.
get rid of it, dump it in the garbage, never look at it back and say this was just a bad day.
Yeah.
You know how to fly, you know how to do it. Okay. Go ahead and ask for a frequency change to the southwest. This way I don't have to deal with this guy. Yep. And we'll do a couple more.
Tower 9-1 uniform, we'd like to frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
All right. Okay, very good, very good. Let's climb up to 3,500 feet, right along the shoreline. And when we level off to 35, I would like to see how you teach your student how to do a cruise check.
A cruise check?
Okay. No, just to see how to do a cruise checklist. Teach your student how to do a cruise checklist. I'm your student. Just teach me how to do a cruise check. By the book.
There's nothing by the book.
What do you mean nothing by the book?
Hold up. Before takeoff, normal takeoff, short field takeoff, soft field takeoff, climb. Okay, hold on.
There's your book. Look at your POH. Teach me how to do cruise check.
All right. Climb, 420, 421. Cruising, ROIV, rated horsepower of the engine, when selected cruising RPM below 1,100, limit to high pressure, 2,400 is 75% power. Break the airspace, how we looking? Oh, we have plenty of time, huh?
We're good. You can put the Garmin up. Okay, there you go. You got a little more airspace.
Bresky Tower, 758 Foxtrot Romeo at 2.6.
Approaching cruising altitude, we're going to pitch for airspeed, 2.4 on the power, and 2.4 on the props. Pitch, power, trim, that's the way I like to call it. We pitch for airspeed, power, we will set 2.4, 2.4 square, and trim for hands-off flight.
How's time management?
Time management? What do you mean?
I was just looking at the clock. It's 4 o'clock. How's time management?
This what you mean, okay.
I just want to make sure.
Let's go back because 5 o'clock I want to be on the road back to
5 o'clock heading east. Okay.
Just in case of any traffic.
It's going to be heading west, yeah.
Anyway.
You ready to go or you have to go back to the pad?
I have to go to the pad. My stuff already, just pick it up and go.
Okay, quick as that. Okay, so how do we do a cruise check? 3,500 cruising, heading west.
Heading west. Set mixture, power, props, and we have to lean the mixture.
How do you set the power in the prop?
2.4, 2.4. 2.4 on the props. First, sorry, 75% on the power.
How do you identify 75% power at 3,500 feet?
22 square?
I wouldn't guess. I would read the book.
Use the mixer control because it fly with the fuel consumption, and especially at high altitude. The mixer should be leaned. Especially at high altitude, the mixer should be leaned and cruising to 70%. The normal maximum cruising power is 75% of the radial horsepower of the engine. When selecting cruising RPM below 2,100, pressure for potential birds are specified by the appropriate upcall light command.
How about opening up the cruise performance check?
Oh, yeah.
Normal procedures. Performance.
Good, I have a question.
You can just memorize 75% and just do 75%. This way you have it. This is your power setting table. 3,000 to 75% power is 24 inches and 2,400 RPM. Okay?
Okay.
For 4,000 it's 24.4.
Okay.
So 24 square. 3,500. So that's how we set the power. Number 1, throttle back to 24 inches. Number 2, propeller. Balloon up to 2,400 RPM. Now, how do we lean the mixture? You remember that?
Yeah. Well, we lean until we see a drop in RPM and then put forward.
Drop of RPM or drop of manifold pressure?
Drop of RPM. Manifold pressure?
I don't know. It's constant speed a constant speed propeller, so if you set the RPM at 2400, is it going to try and maintain 24? No matter what you do with the manifold pressure or the
drop of manifold pressure.
Absolutely, drop of manifold pressure, yep.
About there.
And trim is necessary.
Trim is necessary.
Alright, good enough, good enough. Alright, I would like to see minimum controllable airspeed.
Slow fly. So how do
let's do it in a dirty configuration.
Dirty configuration.
Flaps down, gear down.
Alright, so we're going to do a slow flight. What is a slow flight? A slow flight is when we bring the airplane to a minimum controllable airspeed. We're simulating that we're going for landing. So how we do, so we're going to be in the dirty configuration, meaning gear down and flaps down. Why do we do it? It's to learn how to control the airplane at minimum controllable airspeed. Various airspeeds turn the airplane at various airspeeds. So let's start with how we do it. We always clear the area before any maneuver. So we will clear the area to see if there's anybody. We can make either left 180 and then a left 90-degree turn and then a right 90-degree turn. So let's go ahead and do that.
Clear left, looking left, clear left.
Down, cool.